presented by Ram, continues on ABC Action News Now.
Well, welcome back to The Plank. I'm Tom Corn, along with John Sable, as we are just about ready to unveil.
Who's walking the plank this week?
Who's walking the plank? Who's getting wet? Yeah, who do you think that might be?
Well, we haven't talked about it much.
No, we haven't talked about it at all. In fact,
Actually,
I kind of wish it would just go away.
Yeah, but it's not going to go away. It's not going away. And we're going to hear more about that later on today.
Yeah, Quan Alexander, as it became known yesterday, that he is facing a 4-game suspension for apparent PEDS use, coming from some kind of an
energy drink.
I guess an energy drink, and that this particular test was done possibly at training camp. And so the first thing that came to my mind is if it was done at training camp, how come it took so long for it now to become part of the system and for him to be basically put on notice?
Well, I think that the policy and the way the NFL notifies the team takes time. The Bucs haven't really officially been notified yet. They're supposed to get a letter sometime today when the suspension is going to be official. What I find interesting is if it came from an energy drink, that's something that a lot of players drink. I mean, if it's, I can't be Red Bull. I mean, that's just, everyone drinks Red Bull pretty much in the NFL.
That was the first thought that came to my head. But
if it's an energy drink, it's an energy drink supplements. There are supplements out there that you take as maybe like a pre-workout that could be the one that spiked it. But
it must be a protein. It must be a protein drink that he put some additives into it.
Right.
And the additive must have been a part of it.
But the good thing though that he said after the game, he owned up to it. He apologized for it. He's going to appeal the suspension. Fine. I mean, that's all you have to do. But and he also said, hey, my fault. I didn't check with the trainers. And
no, just dumb.
It's dumb. It's
another dumb.
But the guy's a rookie. He's 20-some years old.
I don't care what he is. Yeah. He's dumb. That's dumb. Okay? Pure, simple. Walk the plank, bud. Here you go.
That. All right. That was pretty good.
It was such an uplifting show. And then Quan had to screw it all up.
And you know what? He had 10 tackles yesterday, 8 solo tackles, has been playing lights out. Probably the best rookie from the class besides Jameis Winston, looking back at the draft class this past spring. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll hear more later on today at some point.
They have nobody to back him up. Danny Lansantis is backup, so that's, Danny's okay. He has, in fact, at one point, Lansantis was the only guy that was able to intercept passes.
Yeah, that's right.
Ready a linebacker.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe Danny will do okay, and how many games he's going to have to fill in. And I hope it's sooner than later because, you start getting into the playoff if it happens. Or maybe the Bucs are trying to see where it's going to be. Yeah, I don't know. How do you play this?
Well, you don't, because the thing is the appeal could take anywhere between 1 week to 2 weeks to 3 weeks, and depending on how far that gets dragged out, he's going to obviously continue to play and practice up until then. But what was really bummed about this whole thing is the amount of chemistry that he and Levante David were starting to get. Those two almost started finishing their own footsteps, and where they're going on the field and how they're playing. We didn't even talk about the defense yesterday at all. Levante David, 2 interceptions. He played extremely well.
Oh, and plus Gerald McCoy gets a sack and a half. Everybody on that defense played
Howard Jones had a sack.
Except
Jack
the corners
Smith
again. They still had some of those.
The slant
routes are hurting them a little bit.
Yep.
And they're going to get a good dose of that again. From Matt Hasselbeck next weekend. So I think they need to come up and cover up a little bit. They're a little too far off the line of scrimmage getting beat there.
Chris Conti had a pretty good game. 7 solo tackles, 1 for loss, 10 total. So that's pretty good. So what were some of your takeaways from the game?
I've got 3 that I want to share with you right now. I thought the red zone perfection was a thing of beauty. The Bucs defense being able to adapt quickly to the up-tempo offense of the Philadelphia Eagles after that first touchdown drive by Philly. I thought they did a great job there. And then I think that these guys have re-energized the veterans. This has become a very hungry group, hungry football team that wants more wins. At this time, you're starting to feel the effects of a long season. I think because of how things have developed this season, that the reciprocal is happening. I think this team is looking very forward to the final games that they have left on the schedule. So I think they're a hungry group.
Yeah, the red zone perfection, oh my gosh, that was impressive. And not only that, third down conversion yesterday, they were 10 for 16. What I liked yesterday, the balance attack, obviously through the air, through the ground. Winston spreading the ball around. Those 5 touchdowns were through 5 different receivers. And they established the run. You know, he's the running back that was formerly known as the muscle hamster, which he doesn't like. So now he's called the Duggernaut. You got to unleash the Duggernaut a little more.
Who named him the Duggernaut? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Levante David, I think, did it in training camp. So he talked a little bit about that yesterday after the game, too. So, wow. There it is.
Right over my head.
Where were you? You didn't know?
Sometimes I have no clue.
Well,
And this is kind of like one of those times. So we're just going to say adios, muchachos. That's it. That'll do it for this week's edition of The Plank.
I'm John Sable. We'll see you next week. Enjoy your holiday.